is a continuation of the video.
Nobody cares about deleting no children, anything. Now he asked her basically, what is she going to do about helping the people in Georgia with that issue, which is a relevant issue. Let's listen to him.
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child.
This woman just blamed having children as basically children are an economic burden today in America. Last time I checked, children weren't responsible for inflation. Last time I checked, children were responsible for the gas prices. And yet you're pointing at children and saying, well, them having children is the cause, not the politicians, not the corporations. Y'all work hand in hand together. Trust me. Don't let politicians say, well, it's the corporations, it's the CEOs. No, they work for the corporations. They do everything the corporations want them to do. Don't you ever let them try to point blame at corporations. They in bed together, okay? But Stacey Abrams, last time I checked, she don't even have children. She don't have them. What this woman just said on the screen is sinister. It is sinister. That man asks you what you are going to do about that issue in Georgia. And instead of answering that particular question, Warnock, instead of answering that question, you pivoted and said, oh, it's because these women having children. And it gets worse, folks. It gets worse.
And so it's important for us to have both and conversations. We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, but we also have to talk about what a governor can do. A governor can address housing prices. A governor can address the cost of education. A governor can put money into the pockets of everyday hardworking Georgians instead of giving tax cuts to the wealthy. That's what I talk about on the trail, and that's what's resonating.
So why didn't you start off the message talking like that, right? Let's continue.
But let's not pretend that women, half the population, especially those of childbearing age, they understand that having a child is absolutely an economic issue. It is only politicians who see it as simply another cultural conversation. It is a real, biological, and economic imperative conversation that women need to have.
Oh, God. And this is your girl. This is your girl. Your girl, let's go back again. So you said, let's go back. Get back to right here. There we go.
Issues that they're confronted with.
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so it's important for us to have both and conversations.
Stacey, I have a question. What about the people who don't have children and they're suffering right now in the economy that your party messed up? What about the people in Georgia right now who don't have children at all, don't have a desire to have children, whatever? They just don't have them, and yet they're suffering. Instead of you coming up with a concrete plan to deal with inflation and economy, etc., your solution is, hey, women, if you have a child because of the economy that my party screwed up, right? You need to go and get rid of your child because they are an economic burden. When having a child in this country is actually incentivized because women can get welfare, women can get food stamps, women can get this Section 8. They can get all that to feed those kids, and let's call it what it is. Any parent with a child know that having a child doesn't cost, as much money as people think it costs. It depends on the lifestyle you have with your child, right? Public school is free. If you don't make a certain amount of money, you can get child care for free. Whole lot of things in this country is for free, other than clothes. Okay, clothes, you can shop at certain locations to get decent clothes, but don't have to have, no luxury items. Adults is the one that costs more money. Not really children, to be honest with you. It's the adults that's consuming more things than children.
Yeah, that's right.
But for this woman to even make this suggestion, and
Black
she didn't come up
TVs
with
and
no
shit.
concrete plan to talk about the economy. She didn't come up with no concrete plan to talk about inflation. I'm saying that's what I could do. The man asked you, what would you do to address that issue, that very, very important issue for most voters in the midterm elections.
Lennox, demo wolf blades.
And that's why she lost the election.
Lennox.
People heard that by some people heard that by the spirit.
But what's more concerning is if you and that person have put together financial.
Very, very important issue for most voters in the midterm election. But see, the Democrat Party does not have the answer, folks. They don't have the answers. All they have is talking points. All they think about is the, deletion of children. That's why I kind of laughed at the Herschel Walker thing when they say, "Oh, you see, Herschel Walker, look, he allegedly paid for some abortions. Oh, look." I'm like, how are y'all gonna criticize anybody about a freaking abortion when y'all the party of it?
Yep.
Y'all just had a freaking Twitter post that said abortion is healthcare from your official Twitter page. That's your party. How could you tell anything about that? How is that like a smear on Herschel Walker coming from y'all? And let's call it what it is. Stacey, you want to promote that to definitely to black people, black women in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since they put in this ban, I promise you, when you look at the numbers, the birth of black children is going to skyrocket. Because the majority of those who get pregnant in our community is not going to go fly to no other state to get that done. They just not. They'll say, well, I've got to deal with it, X, Y, Z, right? Like we always done things in our community. But this is your girl. This is the one y'all want to put in office? Her? And Warnock's worse because he's a preacher. He's supposed to know better, and he's still on the same thing she's on. Like I said, these particular politicians in the black community are Democrat first. They have no affiliation with being black like that. It's about Democrat. Everything is Democrat for them. They don't think.
And that's what he was saying. And so you have black men and some black women making online, getting upset why she wasn't elected. But they didn't even really sit down and listen to the message, what they're trying to do. A lot of people who got the same skin issue doesn't have the same ideology as you. There's a sinister thing behind it. And, you have black women, some black women, getting upset because Stacey Abrams wasn't elected. And this is what's the cause. So you get upset while she's trying to figure out a way to eliminate the future children that's in the black community out of existence by your Democrat Party. Please make it make sense.
About the community, they don't think about the effect of it. It's all about my position in the Democrat Party. Massa giving me few extra crumbs.
Exactly.
I can be a little bit better than these other black folk.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm in the house of Massa, and I'm trying to get a position in Massa's house, in the big house. And then we go out there and try to dictate to the field slave. To me, the field slave is more free than the house slave, if you know the history of that. Because the house slave was actually, a lot of times, getting more abused than even the field slaves were. Because they were right back in the house with them. Sometimes they was even doing more work at times. Stacey, you're not disciplined in your personal life enough for me. I will leave it at that. To me, addressing certain issues in politics. Because how you treat yourself is how you're gonna, be all the way around. You're not disciplined in a lot of ways, and it's surely you're not even disciplined enough to know anything about your own community. But when you think you're Democrat first, and you gotta think about this woman been hitting the pavement for Democrat for the past 2 years or so, a couple of years, not more than 2 years, but since the election, she's been hitting the pavement to getting people registered to vote. Okay, fine, but they don't push you just to vote. Period. They pushing you toward the Democrat Party, and this is why the Democrat Party will lose badly. Is because we not on that, man. We don't want to hear that no more, man. That's that Marcus Sanger would be so happy with a lot of these black politicians.
And that's what's her mission.
And Marcus Sanger could not go to the rank and file black person. She didn't go to the grassroots people in the black community at that time period. She went to the Warnocks.
Exactly.
The leading going in the black community.
Exactly.
Look at the history of it. She went through the Warnocks. She went through the black preacher to get that done. Now, the black preacher has been the first one to reject this. Say, what the hell are you talking about? They say, you wicked, evil woman, you don't get away from here. But no, we don't have preachers like that. Because let's call it what it is. When white mommy and white daddy come around, these Negroes start showing 32 teeth and throw away the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do everything they can for white mommy and white daddy.
Very true.
These are the people that have always sold us out. These black politicians and these black preachers. They go hang.
Now, I'm going to show you this. Wait, Tom, you probably say who Warnock is. This is the reason why. Well, hold on.
That law supposed to stop all black people from voting. Oh, Jim Crow, a poll tax coming
Well,
back